Let's bring in Florida Congressman Brian Mast. He sits on the Foreign Affairs Committee as well as the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. And Congressman, we got questions for you on just about all of those titles. First of all, OMB managed to find money for the military. Here's how it breaks down. $2.5 billion from the Military Housing Fund from the One Big Beautiful Bill, $1.4 billion from R&D. An evaluation fund, $1.4 billion from the Defense Department procurement account for shipbuilding. Obviously, I would think that's going to take a lot of pressure off of military families for the next couple of weeks.
It does. Thank God our military families are getting paid. President Trump is working to make sure of that. But it really gives you a juxtaposition on difference in values. The Democrats are trying to make it so President Trump can't do this, almost saying it's illegal for him to find this funding. And President Trump is saying, I'm going to dig through every couch cushion that I can find, call anybody that I know, see if I can find the resources to make sure they get paid. And I think it just shows, you know, Democrats are using every federal worker, SNAP benefits, anybody that's on any of those programs, they're using you as a pawn. If you need a federal program or you're a federal worker, you're getting used as a pawn, or as they would say, they want you as leverage.
So at the same time, and you mentioned this, as the military is getting paid, people with SNAP benefits are going to find those benefits start to run out tomorrow. And Democrats are saying, if you can find the money for the military, why can't you find money for SNAP? Yesterday, Senator John Fetterman apologized to Americans for the government being shut down. Here's what he told our Liz Clayman from FBN in an exclusive interview. Listen here.
I want to say this. On Saturday, when I'm back in Western Pennsylvania, I am absolutely going to encounter people that are depending on SNAP. And if they ask me, it's like, this is an empty card. I've got 3 kids to feed. Why? What? I don't have an answer other than, you know, we failed. We have failed. And it's like, that is like, I mean, like, that's appalling. That's appalling.
Fetterman is one of 3 people on the Democratic side who have voted in favor of this clean CR 13 times now. His other Democratic colleagues have not. But when it comes to SNAP, if you can find money for the military, is there not some money somewhere in the government that can help these folks out?
I assure you, the president, Republicans, GOP, looking everywhere to find the resources, even if that means asking private people to help flip the bill for this. I see it at home myself in this way. My wife works at a nonprofit where they feed families, and they're right now preparing for how many more people are going to be coming in because those SNAP benefits are going to end this weekend. But I would just take the cue from John Fetterman as well and say, I apologize to all of those people as well. I voted to fund the government, but I'm sorry that this is taking place. I'm sorry people being used as pawns, and I would say thank you to all those federal workers. It shows what incredible patriots you are, that you're still going to work even though you know this is the case. So thank you to all of you.
So before leaving for Palm Beach, the president demanded that Senator Thune nuke the filibuster. Here's what he said. It's now time for Republicans to play their Trump card and go for what is called the nuclear option. Get rid of the filibuster and get rid of it now. If Republicans were to get rid of the filibuster, they could open the government on a simple majority vote. This is something that Democrats have wanted to do for other issues for years now. Remember Harry Reid back in 2013, nuked the filibuster for judicial nominees. But that's also something, Congressman, that can come back to bite you when you find yourself inevitably in the minority again.
Absolutely. I thank God that the filibuster was in place to prevent the Democrat senators from packing the Supreme Court or making Washington, D.C. a state. But I can tell you, I don't even call it the nuclear option because let's not pretend. This is not in the Constitution. It was something that was created in the 1800s by senators where they were supposed to be able to go and talk at any length that they wanted on the Senate floor. They don't even talk at any length they want on the Senate floor anymore. They just say, hey, I filibuster, and it allows one person to prevent good legislation to help the American people from going forward. So I say absolutely get rid of it. It's not in the Constitution. Let America move forward.
All right, so let's put your Transportation Committee hat on. Operation Midway Blitz, which has been going on in Illinois and surrounding area for the last few weeks, they took it to a new level yesterday. They were doing some enforcement in northern Indiana. They arrested 223 illegal aliens on Indiana highways. 46 of those illegals were piloting trucks, and they found some of these CDLs, which apparently were invalid, at least according to federal regulations. They were CDLs also that had been subject to abuse in some states. Here's what the DHS Secretary, Kristi Noem, told us about this yesterday.
As a part of Midway Blitz, we saw over a dozen different states hand out driver's licenses that then allowed these individuals to go get commercial driver's licenses and go out and get onto our roadways. And we're stopping that. We're starting to vet individuals. We're starting to stop individuals.
I don't know if you could see it, but on the right-hand side of the screen there was that horrific accident in California the other day where a driver allegedly high on drugs plowed through 3 vehicles before hitting another big rig. What could Congress do to step in and stop this?
Yeah, so I saw the video, number one, and we lived it 10 minutes from my house where a couple of months ago, 3 people were killed, again, by an illegal immigrant. I think, we could talk about a couple of things on what to do. Just number one, amazing opportunity for Americans to step up and be a part of that workforce, whether in truck driving or a host of other places, because there is that opportunity in an even greater way. And number two, to say, yes, DHS has to open up the books of all illegals that are getting CDLs. But I have a bill in the House of Representatives specifically says, right now, if you're 18 to 21, you can't go out there and get a CDL to drive across state lines. Democrats want that in place. They don't want you as a 19-year-old to be able to get a great career as a truck driver and be able to have that as a career, drive around this country, but they're willing to let an illegal immigrant that can't tell the difference between maybe a stop sign and a Cracker Barrel sign drive anywhere that they want. That's, again, a juxtaposition in values. This is something that we have to address, bring that to an end, let anybody that's an adult American get in that workforce and encourage Americans get in that workforce and fill those holes.
All right, Congressman Brian Mast of Florida, thanks for joining us. We hope you have a good weekend, sir.
Thank you.